Guys, hope you're good. Welcome back to the channel. Today's a different video, as you saw by the title. I just wanted to make this video, one, to be publicly accountable for the fact that I've got the big goal to build the UK's biggest AI community for small business owners. So I'm heading to the gym now, do a bit of a workout in between sets, and through the course of today I'm going to tell you the exact reasons why I'm building this largest AI community. But right now I want to tell you first and foremost why communities. Well, that's pretty much all I've built since I was a PT. Since I was a personal trainer, right into a gym owner, to an online coach. I've had, client communities of 70, 80, 90 plus. And then when I started fitness business, mentoring at the time, we had like 90, 100 people. At one event, we had 120 people come to an in-person event in Glasgow. So it's always what I've known. You could look at all the reasons, and I'm going to cover them in this video, like the AI boom that's happening, the AI curious business owner out there, the AI stressed business owner, and people genuinely worried by the rise of AI and what it's going to do for their business, for their overall career. And so in this video I'm going to tackle all of the points, so stay tuned. First order of business, these Velveeta biscuits, strawberry and yoghurt pre-workout, delicious. It's a very strange angle, but we'll make it work. Chris, are you just doing this for money? Well, as I mentioned, community's my bag, it's something I'm good at, so I'm playing to my strengths. But I'll be honest with you, I'm adapting AI very quickly, but I'm equally overwhelmed as everybody else. I just so happen to have an amazing team where I'm leveraged out a lot of the business, a lot of the day-to-day, so I can spend more time than the average small business owner. And so I remember the Facebook ad trend years ago. I was a wee bit early in my entrepreneurial journey to take real advantage of the first wave of it. But I remember about 4 years ago wanting to start running paid ads. And we all know how cheap paid ads were for Facebook. There's companies that have made millions because they just learned how to run ads quicker. There was no AI to learn it or run it for you. And so I was a bit disappointed, and we've done an amazing job in the agency with paid ads for gyms and other service businesses. But we got there late, and honestly for years I've always been building the business to be unique and to be different, which is a great thing to have. But honestly I want to ride a wave, ride a trend, because trying to create your own shit from scratch, it's exhausting. And you just need to follow patterns in business, you need to follow trends. You just need to watch Dragon's Den to see if stuff is investable. And for me, the way that my trajectory was going, I don't know if an investor or a buyer would come in and be overly happy with it. So that's being fully transparent. Yes, I'm trying to ride this next wave and make a lot of money from it. But pursuit is always impact. The pursuit is building a community. The pursuit is loving what I'm doing. And honestly, I'm always in a better position day to day when I wake up, have my coffee, when I'm creating, learning. And if you're not pursuing more growth, you won't be fulfilled. And so that's what AI does for me now. Listen, I've got a school group, Claude with Chris. We're almost at 200 members. Most of it was free, and then now I charge for it because there's a lot more on there. But for me, it's just being able to teach. I love teaching stuff. And listen, I am not married to any platform. I'm not married to AI. I'm married to outcomes, results. That's what happened when I was a personal trainer. All I cared about was before and after and producing results. It's the same in business. It's the same with recurring revenue. It's the same with ads. And so for me, AI is just another vehicle. See if they brought something else that was out next week that wasn't AI, I would switch. I don't care. I'm just obsessed with results. So that's another reason. So let's address the elephant in the room. AI is here whether we like it or not, right? And listen, if I could go back to a time where AI didn't exist, then I'd probably still be as creative. Now, I am part of the camp where, I don't know if you heard this before, but AI hypnosis, or psychosis, where you're just spending all this time in AI and thinking you're productive when actually you're just pulling reports of stuff that never actually see the light of day. So it's here whether we like it or no. And obviously, as you know, across service businesses right now, trust is low, buyer cycles are longer, and AI is only going to scrutinise things even quicker, because people are going to search things, people are going to think they're fine on their own, and what limited time they do have in their week as business owners, they're going to waste it, scanning AI, trying to learn AI, amongst all the other things they're trying to learn and adapt. So it's here whether we like it or no. I am not going to, on this channel at any point or on my social media, be the advocate of AI. I'm the advocate for results and outcomes, as I always have been. So for me, it's about, okay, this new AI thing, how do we make it work in the real world? And so I've given myself a ban. Like, I don't use Codex or anything like that because I've committed to Claude. Now, I know that might sound a bit like narrow-minded, but for me, it's like I have still got our company's marketing to consider, our ads, our strategy, our long-term vision, our culture to consider. So I don't have time. I know I said earlier I'm out of the business a bit, but I still have to focus on the stuff that move the needle. And so that's pretty much it. Now, wait till I get some bolder shoulders here, and I'll be back.
Cupid is a goddamn fool. Got me tripping, breaking all my rules. Top of a class, the baddest in school. What am I to do with a bad bitch? Like, black nails look so good on my tattoos. Bedroom lights low, loving everything about you. Got me scared cause the kiss is kinda lethal. Dressed in see-through, she been on the scene too. Cupid is a goddamn fool.
Look at what we have here. A wild Cheryl Bradley appears.
This is my 10th time of my first time deadlifting again.
Yeah, let's see you then. Expert. So, what are my expectations from building this AI community? Well, listen, I've tried to make a song and dance about stuff in business in the past and it's failed. Some stuff's worked gloriously. So I don't know, I think the biggest challenge I'll face is UK business owners have a big strength and a big weakness, and it's the exact same. And the strength is that they've got a good bullshit detector. They know when things aren't right. They hold their money because they've been burned in the past. And when it comes to AI, they're going to be waiting for breakthroughs. They're going to wait and they're going to wait. And there's a lot of AI curious business owners right now. That does not mean they're ready to part with their money. Now, will they spend $20 on a ChatGPT subscription? Yep. But will they part with thousands that can solve problems for their business? Not so sure yet. So, and that's not the point of the community. But what I'm saying is people are going to need convinced that listening out and allocating some time to learn AI and keep up to date with trends is going to be important. And so I'm not going to try and convince. That's one of my rules of building this community. No convincing anybody. I don't want to come across as some guy who's scaremongering, fear-mongering people to adopt AI. That's not what it's about. It's about collapsing learning, collapsing timeframes between what the hell is AI and why should I care? And you should care for your business. And so the community is all about getting people together and UK business owners and sharing best practices, as well as me showing builds and showing case studies and eventually running an event where people can rub shoulders and go, what are you doing for AI? And then that simple question to a peer, someone who's doing 5k, 10k, 100k a month, 200k a month, will be probably the best bit of value you could get all year away from just scanning social media content. And so yeah, my expectations are that I'll do everything I can to build as many people as possible to be the largest in the UK. America have got this nailed. There's like AI communities there with people like 300,000 people in their groups. We're starting from zero, and I just ran an AI challenge there, free AI challenge for 5 days, and it was interesting the kind of questions I was getting, the feedback at the end of it. Some people were like, I just needed this. I needed to sit down for an hour a day and have somebody guide me through it. And I've got clients that we've installed AI for. I've given them hundreds of stuff, and it's still sitting there gathering dust, and it's because time. Business owners have only got so much time between fulfillment, sales, marketing, content, life. And so that's my point of the AI community, is to just get that belief for UK business owners to go, this is worth my time. Because when we know it's worth their time, they'll do the thing, and when they do the thing, they'll get the result, and then they'll repeat that behaviour. Yeah, boy. So obviously I'm in the fitness industry, or have been in the fitness industry for 10 years. We've got other clients in other sectors now. And it's been interesting to watch fitness business owners, very, very busy. And I've watched their scepticism around AI. It's been like, you shouldn't use AI for this, you shouldn't use AI for that, like that's bad. And there's this like embarrassment of using AI, it's crazy. And I've slowly watched them, like they're now using AI for like generating Canva images or posters. And you've probably seen everybody's graphics are the same now with ChatGPT. That'll be first, right? Next they'll be using it in private, but don't tell people. Third, they'll be very open about it. And so the reason I tell you this is going to be a big challenge of mine for UK businesses and getting them involved in AI is they're not going to want to tell people. So they're not going to let people know in case people think, oh, so you're delivering your service with AI now? And so that's a big, big problem because even when I done the 5-day AI challenge, it wasn't like these people were sharing it in like any other self-development thing. So if I'd put a mindset course on, for example, people would have let people know, they're tagged in stories like, oh, I'm at a mindset course all week. Whereas with AI, it's like, don't tell anyone we're using AI. It's crazy. It's a bit like, using MyFitnessPal to build a diet plan. You wouldn't tell your client that, even though you're going to use the tools. It's like using the internet. But AI is just, it's the same. It helps you. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some scumbags out there who are just like literally copying and pasting to AI, but they'll get found out soon enough. And so again, all I care about is business owners getting results. Now, you don't do what you have to do to get results. So when I was dieting people for before and afters, I never starved them. I never took them to the point of like passing out in their workouts or their cardio. You do it in an ethical way, but you're obsessed by it. And that's like any craft. You're obsessed by the craft so much that you will find the 1%, 2%, 5%. And so the way I always frame it is, now in this world of AI, 80, 10, 10, 80% of the heavy lifting is done by AI, 10% is done by the context of the client, their situation, their unique way of learning, their unique like lifestyle, their past experiences, and the other 10% is your expertise, something that no one is better than you at, something that not even AI can replace. And so if you get that right, your business margins, profits in future is going to be very, very exciting. And so that's why I want to flood into the UK businesses. So there might be some people here thinking, well, Chris, why is it only UK businesses? So I do have some clients in other countries, the UAE, Spain, and they're welcome to join. But the reason for this really is the end game. The end game for me is to have the largest AI community for small business owners and to run some amazing events. I'm talking like 200, 300, 400 people, small business owners in a room together. Because I've run events for years, 4.5 years I've run events. Like I said at the start of the video, 120 people we had at one event. And it's crazy and they're costly and they're stressful. But with the way the world is going right now, like I go between Spain, Dubai, the UK, and I want more connection. I want to be around people more. And then eventually we could open up the community to other countries and stuff. But right now, the priority is to fix Scotland and of course the rest of the UK. I'm actually curious to know in the comments, what has your experience been with AI so far? What have you used it for? What have you installed it for? And listen, one of the biggest missions behind this UK biggest AI community is not to shame people, not to scare people, not to be like, oh, is that all you've done with AI? Used it as a search engine? Now, you might see me say this in my Instagram posts and stuff, but it's merely just to highlight just the capabilities that it's got. And I want to also say this, I am not an AI expert by any stretch. However, I will spend a lot more time than a normal person finding out how it works for small businesses in the UK and afar. And so I'd love to know, what have you done with AI so far? How have you used it? Are you an AI virgin right now? Let me know, it gives me a good sense of stuff, and when I get more information back, like I did in the 5-day challenge, I'm able to go and create content, solutions, and open up discussions on stuff that is relevant, because there's such a wide variety here. On one side, you've got these guys like me claiming that AI's improved their profit margins by 50%. I've never said that, but you get people like that, all the way down to, people scared to, business owners scared to tell people they're using AI in case their staff think they're going to get the sack and going to get let go, and everything in between that. Back at the office with a coffee. And to save edit and to save a lot of work, I'm just going to show you the screen and talk to you about the content. So how do I plan to build the UK's largest AI community? I told you the kind of reasons behind it, the why, but how do we do that? So obviously I'm going to need a lot of eyeballs on my pages, on my content. There'll be a lot of collaborations in the future that will help this grow. But one thing's for certain, if we look at it here, you know, let's just go largest UK AI community. And so how do we become the largest? Well, first things first is that we need to be the most useful. And so people have to get value from it. It can't just be the Chris Bradley show and here's what you should try. It has to be the most useful. That is rule number one. It's like, because obviously when you think of the largest UK AI community, you think, well, why the largest? Well, more people means potentially more impact, more chance of making more impact. So the number game is of course relevant, but it has to be useful. You'd rather be much more useful than you would be less useful, but just have even more people. So let's talk about LinkedIn. What is my strategy on LinkedIn? Well, I've already got the AI brief, which is the LinkedIn newsletter. And so every single week or every single fortnight, I'm trying to do weekly actually, I've done 2 editions already. And it got me plus 100 subscribers already, which is amazing. So, you know, collectively over the course of all these social media platforms, we're building this UK AI community. It's not like I'm smoking mirrors and bringing people into stuff that doesn't look like AI. It's very much that. So the LinkedIn strategy really is, to tell the truth, is to cut through the noise of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very boring. People are a bit strange on there. You know, you go away from Instagram and you get this sort of like fancy fake lifestyle stuff. TikTok, you've got that brain rot, dopamine style stuff. But LinkedIn isn't innocent either. It is full of people who are up themselves. They want to see stats for everything as if they're owed, it's a God-given right to get that. And so anyway, I still like the platform, but there's some people on there. So I plan to do stuff that's not boring. That's the simple plan with LinkedIn. And then we have YouTube, which you're watching on right now. So YouTube plan is really, really simple. It'll be made up of 2 things. It'll be made up of AI builds and case studies. And it'll be made up of this mission. So showing you guys how we're getting on with building the largest UK AI community there is. So that's the YouTube strategy, and you know, I'm constantly improving that. We've had a lot of growth over the last 12 months. By no means massive channel, but compare it to the previous years where I've had not a lot of clarity and not really given it a lot of consistency, I'm non-stop with the YouTube now, which is great. And then we have Instagram. So what is the plan with Instagram? Well, Instagram is mostly going to be around like keywords. So I will show stuff typically from the builds here, but it'll be much shorter in a doc format, and I will get people to raise their hand by commenting a keyword, and I'll be giving away free stuff. And then the other Instagram strategy is me, authentic me, talking to the camera, brain dump style, yapping style, and then of course, social proof. That's the strategy. Anything else? Well, of course we have email. And so email is just kind of made up of all this stuff, to be honest. It's just moving people from there into the email campaigns. In some cases, giving email first dibs on everything, which is really, really powerful. Appreciate my handwriting is not the best. I'm a lefty. I'm blaming it on that. And so that's the kind of overall content approach. Now, obviously, just like anything, we need a lot of people to come in here. And if we think of top of funnel, which is just people discovering you, we think of middle of funnel, we think of bottom of funnel. If you don't know what that is, middle of funnel is when they start to like, you know, here's about getting their attention at the top. And the middle is starting to explain to them what you do, your unique methodology, how you could probably help them. And then the bottom of the funnel is, here's what we did for someone like you. Do you want to buy? So think about this as like getting people's eyeballs. Think of the middle of funnel as, you know, getting people's heart, getting them to trust you. And then the bottom of funnel is getting people to buy from you, essentially. And so all of these things right here has to tick that box. So it has to all make sure every single month when I'm doing this stuff, it is all doing that. So hopefully that's a useful insight in terms of, you know, for the AI community, but maybe even for your business. Right, that should be better. So yeah, hopefully that's useful for you. And that is the big mission here, to drive these people in. The next thing that I haven't spoke about, which I'll speak about in the next episode, is collaborations, working with other small businesses, working with people in other sectors that bring it together, sponsorships, all that good stuff. So anyway, I'm going to round up this full video here. If you've watched it to the end, I appreciate you. This is episode 1. Episode 2 will be coming out. We'll be doing these episodes every single week alongside the massive AI builds and all the free stuff that we give you. If you're a UK business owner, please comment below, let me know you've watched it. And of course, in the link in the description below is the UK AI community for you to join. It's completely free. And by joining there, we can give you value, we can get you together, we can get you first dibs on tickets for future events. And so, yeah, this is the start of the chapter. Let's see how far we can go.